Very good afternoon, students. Today I'm going to explain you the last topic, not last topic. We have one more topic in the unit 3, conducting polymers. But before going to see the conducting polymers, we have seen many polymers. One is PVC, bakelite, nylon 6 gamma 6, Kevlar, Bunise rubber, butyl rubber, and silicone rubber. Yes, and along with that, we have seen biodegradable polymers also. Those biodegradable polymers are polylactic acid and polyvinyl acetate. Yes, here almost all the polymers are the best electrical insulators. Is the polymers are able to pass the electricity? No. So most of the polymers are acting as the best electrical insulator. Most of the polymers. But few polymers are exhibiting conductance. That means few polymers are able to pass the electricity. So such kind of polymers called the conducting polymers. So let us see what are the conditions to convert the polymers to the conducting polymers. Conducting polymer. Most polymeric materials are poor conductors of electricity because of the non-availability of large number of free electrons for the conduction process. Yes, most of the polymers are not having the free electrons. If the polymers are having the free electrons, the electrons can move from one place to another place, so they can exhibit the conductance. But most of the polymers are not having the free electrons, so they are poor conductors of electricity. Thus, most of the polymers are used as electrical insulators. However, some polymers have electrical conductivity and can be used in place of metals due to their lightweight and low cost. Yes, so some of the polymers are due to having the good electrical conductance, those are using in the place of the metals. Why we are using in the place of metal? Because these are very cheap, and not only cheap, and these are having very lightweight. Polymeric materials which possess electrical conductivity or par with the metallic conductors are called conducting polymers. Polymeric material which possess electrical conductivity, which are similar to metallic conductors, are called the conducting polymers. Special polymers with conductivities as high as 1.5 into 10 power 7 ohm inverse per meter inverse have been made. Their conductivity may be due to unsaturation or due to the presence of extremely added ingredients to the polymers. So how the polymers are exhibiting the conductance? Due to having the unsaturation. What is mean that unsaturation? Unsaturation is nothing but if it is having the double bond, and or due to added ingredients to the polymers. Even by adding ingredients also, the polymers are converted to the conducting polymer. Or due to if it is having the inbuilt unsaturation. That means internally if it is having the unsaturation, such type of polymers are exhibiting the conductance. So those polymers which conducts electricity are called conducting polymers. The conduction of polymer is due to unsaturation or due to the presence of externally added ingredients to them. Yes. So how the conductors are exhibiting conductance? Either due to the presence of unsaturation or due to adding external ingredients. So conducting polymers are classified into two types. Not two types, we have four types of conducting polymers, but in our syllabus, we have only two types of polymers, that is intrinsic conducting polymers and the doped conducting polymers. Now I explain you how the polymers are exhibiting the conductance. The polymers are exhibiting conductance either due to the presence of unsaturation or due to adding the external ingredients. If the polymers internally the unsaturation is present, that is called intrinsic conducting polymers. Doping is nothing but adding. If the polymers are exhibiting conductance due to added ingredients, that is called doped conducting polymers. That is only the difference between intrinsic conducting polymers and the doped conducting polymers. Intrinsic conducting polymers. These are characterized by intensive conjugation of pi bonds in their structure. Yes. So if the polymers are having the conjugation, what is mean by the conjugation? Conjugation is nothing but if the polymer is having alternative double bonds. I will give one example. Polyacetylene. Polyacetylene. Just I am writing one straight chain structure, that is the polyacetylene. But we have many CH here. All these are the CH. So what is mean by the conjugation? Single bond, double bond. Single bond, double bond. Single bond, double bond. Single bond. So if any polymer is having alternative single and the double bond, that is called the conjugated polymer. See here, in the conjugated compound, there are more number of free electrons. Why the free electrons are there? Because this electron can shift from here to here. This electron can shift from here to here. This electron also can shift from here to here. So, like that, many electrons can shift from one place to another place in the conjugated compounds. So, in the conjugated compounds, the polymers internally exhibiting conductance due to the free electrons, due to the conjugation. So, such type of polymers are called intrinsic conducting polymers. So let us read again. These are characterized by intensive conjugation of pi bonds. You know what is intensive conjugation now in their structure. This is a polymer whose backbones are associated groups consisting of delocalized electron pair or residual charge. I explain now the electrons can be shifting from one place to another place. That shifting is called delocalized. And the conduction process is due to the overlapping of orbital containing conjugated pi electrons, resulting in the formation of valency band as well as a conduction band separated by the significant Fermi energy gap. Yes, so initially the polymer was not exhibiting conductance. So when the polymer was not exhibiting conductance, what is happening here? We know that every material is having the two bands. One is called the valency band. This is called the valency band, and this is called the conduction band. But you know now what is conjugated compound? Conjugated compound is nothing but alternative, single, and the double bond. Yes, this is called the conjugated compound. So you know how the pi orbital or the pi bond is forming due to overlapping the p orbitals. So here we have the p orbital. Every carbon is having the p orbital. Yes, every carbon is having the p orbital. How this pi bond is forming due to overlapping parallel. Yes. So initially arrangement of pi electrons are like this. See here you can see where the pi bond is initially, because initially there was no shifting of these electrons from one place to another place. But when we place this in the electrical field, what is happening here? These electrons will be shifting from one place to another place very fastly. So when these are moving very, very fastly, so can you see where the pi electrons are? See here, my hand is moving from one to another. So it is rotating around this hand slowly. So when it is rotating slowly, you can see the position of the hand. But when it is rotating very fastly, can you see the position of this hand? No. Same like that, here also, when the pi electrons are moving very fastly, you can't see the position of the pi electron. It means where the pi electron is. So everywhere, that means you can see the pi bond everywhere. Yes. So due to that reason, what is happening here? The distance between the conduction band and the valency band will be decreasing. So when the distance is decreasing, when the conduction band and valency band distance is decreasing, what happens here? It is converted to the conductor. That means it is exhibiting the conductance. So that's what we are saying here. The energy gap, the Fermi energy gap is decreasing here. So the electrical conductivity is due to the thermal or photolytic activation of the electrons, which gives them sufficient energy to cross the Fermi energy gap and cause conduction. That means here for jumping, this is one band and this is another band now. Previously, the band gap is more. So for jumping the electron from here to here, for jumping the electron from here to here, it will take more energy. But here for jumping the electron from here to here, it is not needs more energy. It can easily jump from here to here. So it can able to pass the electricity. So due to the presence of conjugation, the compound is exhibiting the conductance. That is intrinsic conducting polymers. But how the intrinsic conducting polymers are exhibiting conductance? Due to the presence of conjugation. Now the next one is doped conducting polymers. What is meant by doping? Doping is nothing but the adding. Yes, but what we are adding here? Yes, what we are adding? We are adding Lewis acid or Lewis base. So here Lewis acids are electron acceptors. Lewis bases are electron donors. So what is Lewis acid? Lewis acid is electron acceptor. So what we are doing? We are adding Lewis acid to the insulated polymer or the semiconductor polymer. So when we are adding the Lewis acid, what acid will do? Acid is taking one electron here. So when it is taking one electron, it gets the positive charge. Initially, it was having the sufficient number of electrons. But when the Lewis acid is gaining one electron, it gets the deficiency. It gets one electron deficiency. That means it will get the positive charge. So when the positive charge is forming here, the nearby atom, what nearby atom will think? It is having the electron deficiency. So I will give one electron to that. So what happens here? Here gets the positive charge. Again, the nearby atom, what it will think? It will give the electron to the positive. That means electron deficient atom, and it gets electron deficiency. So like that, the positive charge will be shifting from one place to another place. Positive is nothing but the ion. Yes. So if the ions are increasing, the conductance also increases. Same to the electron base also. Lewis base also. What Lewis base is doing? Lewis base is donating the electron. When it is donating the electron, it will be having the excess number of electrons. Initially, it was having the sufficient number of electrons, but when it is giving the excess electron, it will be having one excess electron, so it will be getting the negative charge. So what happened that negative charge? That negative charge also donating to the adjacent atom, and that is also donating to the adjacent atom. So like that, the ion will be shifting from one place to another place. So when the electron or ion is shifting from one place to another place, the conductance can be exhibiting. Yes. So that is happening in the doped conducting polymers. So let us see briefly. The conducting polymers having pi electrons in their backbone can easily be oxidized or reduced because they possess low ionization potential and high electron affinities. If any compound is having the pi bond is nothing but double bond. It can oxidize or reduce. Oxidize is nothing but lose electrons, reduce means gain electrons. Either it can lose electron or it can gain electrons. Why it can gain electrons or lose electrons? Because of having the high electron affinity and low ionization potential. If ionization potential is less, it can lose the electron. If electron affinity is more, it can gain the electron. Yes. So hence their conductance can be increased by introducing a positive charge or negative charge on a polymer backbone, either by oxidation or by the reduction. I said you know how the positive charge or how the negative charge is forming on the backbone of the polymer chain. This process is similar to semiconductor technology and is called doping. Maybe in the intermediate level, you have seen the P-type semiconductors, N-type semiconductors. So there you have seen the holes and the electrons. Same like that, we are having the doped conducting polymers. This process is called the doping. So this doping is classifying into two types. One is called P-doping and another one is the N-doping. In P-doping, positive charges, positive site is creating on the polymer chain. In N-doping, negative site is creating on the polymer chain. Now let us see what is P-doping. P-doping is carried out by the oxidation process. What is oxidation? Oxidation means loss of electron. When electrons are losing, then only positive site is created. P positive. Just remember that. So it is carried by the oxidation process by the removal of an electron from conducting polymer like polyacetylene with a Lewis acid or iodine. So when to the polyacetylene we are adding Lewis acid, what Lewis acid is doing? Lewis acid is gaining one electron from polyacetylene and creating positive site on the polyacetylene. So during oxidation process, the removal of pi electron from polymer backbone lead to the formation of delocalized radical ion called poleron. So when one positive site is creating on the polymer chain, that is called poleron. The second oxidation of the poleron leads to the formation of bipoleron. That means if you add one more mole of Lewis acid, it is gaining one more electron. If you are adding another mole of Lewis acid, it will gain the another electron. Yes. So when you add the second mole of Lewis acid, it will gain another electron. So two positive sites are creating on the polymer chain. So that is called bipoleron, which are mobile because of the delocalization. Yes, bipoleron this is the best conductor because in this, the gap between the valency band and conduction band is very close. So these delocalized charge carriers are responsible for conduction when placed in the external field. So let us see this. This is polyacetylene. This is polyacetylene. See here, alternative single and double bond. But what we are doing, we are adding iodine. What is iodine here? Iodine is one of the Lewis acid. What iodine will do? What Lewis acid will do? It will take one electron from here. When it is taking one electron, here we will get the positive site. Here we will get the positive side. So this is called the poleron. Again, we are adding one more mole of Lewis acid. So from here, we will get the positive side. Yes, from here. That means this bond is shifting from here to here. Now here we will get the positive side. So this is called bipoleron or solitron. Bipoleron or solitron. So which is responsible for the conductance. Next one is the N-doping. N-doping is carried by the reduction process. P-doping is oxidation and N-doping is a reduction process. In P-doping, we are adding the Lewis acid, but in N-doping, we are adding the Lewis base. So when we are adding Lewis base to the polyacetylene, it is giving the electron, donating the electron to the polyacetylene, so creates the negative side. When you add one more mole of Lewis base, one more negative site is creating on the polymer chain. When one negative site is creating on the polymer chain, that is called poleron. When two negative sites are creating, that is called the bipoleron. Same like P-doping, but there positive site and here negative site. See here. See here it is donating, so here we are getting the negative site. This is called poleron and this is called the bipoleron. So this is about conducting polymers. So now let us see today's last topic, that is applications of the conducting polymer. So where we are using the conducting polymers. The conducting polymers are used in rechargeable batteries, small in size, that is bottom size, producing current density up to 50 milliamps per centimeter. Conducting polymers are also used for making analytical sensors for pH, oxygen, NOx, and sulfur dioxide. So for finding how much amount of these things are present in the environment, analytical sensors, we are using the conducting polymers. The conducting polymers are used for making ion exchangers. These membranes made of conducting polymers show selective permeability for ions and gases, hence they are used for controlled release of work. The conducting polymers are used for making electronic displays and optical fibers. That means especially in the mobile phone displays and laptop displays and also in the TV displays, we are using the conducting polymers. They are used for cancer chemotherapy. In chemotherapy also we are using the conducting polymers. And the conducting polymers are applicable in photovoltaic devices, light emitting diodes, and data storage. Yes, so these are the various applications of the conducting polymers. So only one topic left, that is mechanism of additional polymerization, free radical polymerization. So with that, we can finish the unit 3 now. Only the small topic left in unit 2. And in the next session, I will complete unit 3 and will start the unit. Thanks.